All right, we have a tremendous amount of reading to do. Can we scroll through here real quick? Wow, they gutted adrenaline. Archmage can apply to triggered skills. All sources of Fortify are being reviewed. Oh, we're all gonna die. It's great. As usual, we've buffed Firestorm. As an example, melee physical damage now grants supported skills less attack speed. Many trap support gems have not been adjusted because we forgot about them. Seismic Ride doesn't do anything. With the changes to the Diamond Flask, we didn't want the Sulfur Flask to be the best critical strike flask, so enemies on consecrated ground no longer have best critical strike checks. Oh my god! God, second wind is gonna feel so bad. Flame dash and dash before you get second wind feel like dog shit. And now we've normalized the dog shit. Ashling's crafting bench that adds a veiled modifier now first removes. Ashling's crafting bench that adds a veiled modifier now first removes a random modifier. So it's riskier to use as a later step of item crafting. Abyss Jewels can no longer roll the modifier that grants a chance to get an onslaught on kill. Blade Blast had its area lowered and no longer unnerves on hit. But it has an area multiplier with Blade But it has had its area multiplier with Blade Vortex. What? Who the fuck cares about that? Alright, I have I have my first reaction. The first thing that I want to talk about, chat, is the Ashling change. In case you missed this, it's this entire section here. The veiled modifiers no longer count as crafted modifiers. Awesome, that seems great. Ashling's crafting bench that adds a veiled modifier first removes a random modifier. What is it? Why? It's so bad. I'm usually of the opinion that all nerfs are good nerfs, which is why I am so surprised that I'm not in love with this manifesto. I think this is very strange. It's just so strange. Artificially adding in this really, really strange bit of RNG, I don't like it. It just feels so trivial to add in a piece of like random RNG like that. Like if they don't want good crafting, they could change it in other ways. But they just took something that like exists and they're like, okay, now it's gonna like delete half your item first. There was a while ago when they removed all of the sources of reduced damage taken from the skill tree and ascendancies. The couple things that stand out in my mind are silent steps. We used to have reduced damage taken from blinded enemies, and this node was fantastic back at that period of time. We also had nodes over here that said reduced damage taken from bleeding enemies. And then there were things like the Assassin Ascendancy that said, like, take reduced damage while elusive. But in that patch, when all of those sources of reduced damage taken got removed from the tree, and also removed from Ascendancies, we didn't get any compensation for that. Like, there was never any, like, new defenses that got introduced to the game. There's actually a Bay class, not a base class, what was it? Baited Expectations. The podcast, like, Pie by Pie and whatnot. And Brittle Knee has been, like, calling back to that period of time, like, every once in a while, just saying, like, hey, you know, this long time ago, we lost all of these defenses, and then we never really got anything for it. This is another instance of that, isn't it? It's like it's not that Fortify is OP. It's that it's the only thing that works. It's not that it's totally busted. It's that it's the only thing that mitigates damage. There is nothing else that says, like, reduced damage taken. You can block, you can dodge, you can evade, you can have a big life pool. You can, like, Fizz taken as Ellie and plus max res. Things that actual factual say, like, reduced damage taken. That word right there, reduced, is at an absolute premium. And it's in fewer places now than ever. Chat, let me tell you something. If you are watching a streamer read the development manifesto on twitch.tv within an hour of it coming out, you are not a casual. You're in a different audience. You need to understand that. Somebody in chat just learned something about themselves.